Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing...
In this bulletin, North Road repairs to cost $200 million. Challenges in processing compensation claims, and water woes to end in 18 months.
From the studios of FBC Suva.
It will cost the government approximately $200 million to completely recover and rehabilitate all the roads damaged by tropical cyclones Yasa and Ana. As Eleanor Turangeviu reports, this might take a while as government prioritizes the rehabilitation.
The roads network in Vanolegu took a big hit from the recent natural disasters, crippling movement and cutting off food supply throughout the island.
The amount of damage that was done to the roads in the aftermath of Yasa and Ana and the floods has been extensive. To completely recover and rehabilitate all these roads is a vicinity of around $200 million.
Minister for Infrastructure, Joneu Samate, says there is no timeline set yet on the full reinstatement of the roads, but they're working on the most important ones right now.
So first of all, we're in difficult times right now. You know, all countries around the world, the income for governments has declined rapidly because of COVID-19. So in the meantime, we try to recover, rehabilitate. Some that we can fix for the long term, we'll fix it. But it's all a matter of prioritizing them.
Patience is wearing thin for some members of the public who frequently travel through the affected roads.
The condition about the road is very worse. As the owner of a vehicle, at least the government should think about us, the condition of road we are following. Secondly,
coming from Bua to Lambasa, it's a bad road for Nanduri. It's been to repaired with wider and make a big good drain and gravel. It's nearly bad.
Yeah, it's good, but the contractors are trying best to make better the road.
According to Minister Usamate, fixing these roads just so they are usable for the travelling public costs them over $20 million. Eleanor Turangeviu, FBC News.
The Employment Ministry is finding difficulty in processing some pending applications for workplace accident compensation. Minister Praveen Kumar says the majority of these applications were filed under the old Workmen's Compensation Act and they are being disputed by the employers based on a fault-based system. Koroi Tandularo reports the ministry is currently investigating 350 pending cases.
The ministry is unable to locate workers for 166 compensation applications.
The high mobility of workers and former workers locally and overseas, which resulted in the ministry having great difficulties in locating these clients, despite the numerous media marketing approaches taken.
Kumar says the delayed payment from the employer is another major challenge.
These are vital for the ministry to process and pay out to the workers and conclude the cases.
Opposition MP Mikael Elewere commended the ministry for addressing backlog cases.
I'm glad that the ministry has been working on the massive backlog of cases. However, for all cases of the January 2019 should now be referred to the Accident Compensation Commission, and the onus is on the ministry to speed up and dispose all pending cases.
The ministry has established task force teams in all divisions to address these issues since 2019. They are also liaising with consultants in conducting medical assessment to injured workers to determine the percentage of permanent disability. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
The Housing Authority of Fiji is taking steps to ensure it operates transparently after being in the limelight for deep-rooted corruption. The authority's management and the board have undertaken the responsibility to set the right standards to stop bribery. It was revealed last year that staff had been long involved in corrupt practices. Authority Board Chair Lorraine Sito says the report from the Auditor General on lot allocations revealed several names, of which 8 were reported to FICAC even before the report was ready.
The outcome of both reports, we don't have any of the current staff who are here named in the report. And that's a testament to the people that we have here in the institution today. And we're very proud of it. None of us 3 or 4 are named, so we're very happy.
About 60 areas facing constant water cuts have been assured that the problem will be solved in about 18 months. Water Authority of Fiji Chief Executive Barry O'Munson highlighted that WEF is working on new systems to improve supply. He adds the infrastructure does not have the capacity to supply all areas because of large populations and increased demand for water. O'Munson says a number of projects will come online by late 2022, easing water supply issues.
When you see a lot of water breaks, and there are a lot of water breaks, and I have to say far too many for me to be happy as CEO with what we have. However, we can't attend all of them at the same time because, as I said, our staffing are limited. We're seeking additional resources in critical areas to be able to do that. And our priority is the Suva-Nasuri area because it's such a fast-growing area.
Fiji Airways is appealing the decision made by the Employment Relations Tribunal to strike out the grievances of flight attendants. The matter was called yesterday at the Employment Relations Tribunal in Lautoka. Felipe Nekaso has more.
The tribunal had dismissed the application 2 weeks ago, but Fiji Airways decided to file for review of the decision. The legal representative asked if they could be given 28 days to file an application as the usual lawyer is in quarantine after arriving from New Zealand. They were not granted 28 days, however, were given 21 days to file their submission. Once the application has been filed, the lawyer representing the 245 former cabin crew who raised the grievances will respond. The jobs of more than 400 Fiji Airways flight attendants were terminated last year. The case will now be called again on May 24th. Felipe Nekaso, FBC News.
More women are choosing land surveying as a profession in what was previously a male-dominated field. This was highlighted by the members of Fiji Institute of Surveyors at the Global Surveyors Day celebration. Heads of schools for prominent universities say that they have seen an increase in the number of female students joining these courses. The Fiji Institute of Surveyors has in the past 6 months had 4 graduate surveyors. There are currently 42 registered surveyors in the country.
We have had 53 students coming in, out of which a good number of about 10 students are females. So that is our effort in creating a gender balance in the surveying world. Previously, surveying was more known as a male-dominated profession.
I think the geospatial program, when we started it in 2015, I think we had about 1/3 females and 2/3 males. But I've noticed for the last 3 years, in fact, sometimes the classes have more females than males. So for a STEM type subject, it's actually quite different to the trend.
Up ahead, athletes to get vaccinated, and Holy Cross works on mental toughness. Stay with us.
Oira na ngone no de nuni ena besinga ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kilo mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no rabaksa ngai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikirau ena be mataka.
Boniti kina magrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw ina na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
Athletes are due to receive their COVID-19 vaccination in 3 weeks. The COVID vaccine is being administered based on eligibility and priority. With Olympics being held this year, the athletes are being considered by the authorities. The sporting fraternity has been assured that the athletes will be vaccinated in the next round of the vaccination program.
Then now we're going to medium, low. Then we probably go to families. They will definitely be hitting those citizens with comorbidities because they develop a severe form of the disease. The more we get, definitely, probably in the next few, it wouldn't be too far when we start hitting the rest of Fiji, but your rest of your frontliners will be in the next batch.
The Sevens team dreams of a triumph outing at the Murray Sevens. The Naitasiri-based team believes the first step to achieving this is having a good discipline. Mental fitness is a priority for the side with a few days left until kickoff.
Karena matau sau cik itu sa
We've touched on our fitness last week, and this week is just about mentally preparing the players. We know that mental toughness is crucial in the field of play. Despite being physical fit, if a player lacks mental toughness, they won't be able to perform well.
Addressing discipline tops the list for the Neta series side.
This week we are drilling down discipline on the players. We are training them to handle the shoving tough tackles on the field. If they can do it, they should expect to receive the same from other team, and they should be able to handle it.
Coach Kini Randaveta believes the team can reach new heights.
We have a young bunch of players in the team this year. It's part of our development plans, and I believe we can achieve what we have planned, and that is to win.
The Hydro Sevens team is in Pool F with Waimanu Goal, Restoration Swift Roofing Rugby Club and Supercool Ratukoro Rugby Club. Defending its Fiji Beta Maris the Sevens tournament title is a necessity for the Tambandamu team. The team is aware of the immense pressure and challenge that awaits them in the biggest local Sevens tournament. Playmaker Semi Sitasere says most of the participating teams are aware of their game strategies and weaknesses, which will be an issue for the team.
The Maris Sevens is a tournament that brings all Sevens teams from around the country to compete. We know that it won't be easy for us to defend our title, given that most of the teams are aware of our tactics. Most of them know where our weaknesses are, and we need to address this.
The loss to Nandi over the weekend was a painful experience for the Lautoka side, who were hoping to top the standings after round 3. Coach Taingivonalangi says there's a lot of areas the team will need to work on before the next round. A major problem now for the Blues heading into round 4 is the absence of some of its key players who will depart for national camp.
Go back to the drawing board. There's a lot of things we need to do. Yeah, we'll miss 6 of our players going for national duties, but we'll do with whatever players that we have.
A trough of low pressure remains just to the north of Fiji. The trough is expected to gradually drift south and affect the Fiji group from today. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for a major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।